Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to show you how to achieve this rotten wound for a Halloween costume. This could go with any outfit and it's really easy to achieve. You can do it with your kids, your friends, your family, whatever. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Enjoy! First, you're going to want to think about where you're going to put the wound. Then you will need a adhesive paste, a spatula, and cotton pads or just regular cotton, like plush thingies. I didn't have them, but I did it with a cotton pad and it worked just fine. What you want to do is to pick up some of the adhesive paste with the spatula and apply it directly to the spot where you want the wound to be. Don't do it like I did the first time because the adhesive paste has the same texture as coconut oil, so it will directly melt in your hands and you're not going to be able to work with it. So what I'm doing here is just kind of smoothing the edges and kind of like working it into my skin while the center is kind of really textured and looks like an it's kind of like rotting and swollen, and that's what you want. You'll want to create two edges of the wound or maybe more, whatever you like, but I decided to go with two with like the adhesive paste and then work my way with some cotton pads to just, I kind of like rip them apart so they became like strings of cotton, and I kind of like patted into my adhesive paste but also kind of like worked it in there so you create like these balls of adhesive paste and cotton pads, and that makes a really good wound later on because it has like this really yucky texture that you want. Now you just really want to let the adhesive paste dry and kind of like attach to your skin, and you can speed up the process by blow drying it. That's what I did. So the drier the paste is, the longer the makeup will stay on, and also the longer the adhesive paste will stay on as well. Now that everything is dry, I'm going to take some concealer and a brush. I'm using a pot concealer just because this is a completely wrong shade for me and I didn't want to waste the product and I couldn't also return it, so that's what I'm using it for. And I'm actually painting the concealer all over the cotton pad and the adhesive paste so that it gets the color of my skin basically. Now that everything is covered in concealer, I'm just going to smooth the edges, kind of like work it into my skin because, as I mentioned, the concealer is kind of a round shade for me, but by working it in with my fingers, it kind of makes everything looks nice and smooth. To set everything, I'm just using Rimmel's Stay Matte Powder and a setting brush, and I'm just setting the concealer to avoid creasing and, well, not creasing, but just it moving around underneath all the makeup that I'm going to put later on. Here I'm just taking a small eyeliner brush. You could also use a lip brush if you don't have like the small precise eyeliner brushes, or you could use whatever you want as long as it's like a small brush because they're easy to work with so you don't get like the black all over. And I'm just using a gel black liner. I did apply a drop of Duraline, which is from Inglot, and it just makes the gel texture a little bit more shiny and just smooth, I guess, in a way. And I'm just kind of applying it to the spots where I want it to be the darkest to add really some dimension into my wound. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. Here I'm taking this palette I believe it's from Freedom Makeup. I'm not sure. I'm going to link everything down below. And I'm using the contour shade to just kind of add dimension to my wound. And this shade is actually the only shade that I'm going to apply all around the wound, just to kind of like make the rotten pieces of flesh, I guess, stand out. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like contouring my wound. To add some bruises, I'm picking up this purple based soap and just randomly spotting the bruises on. Don't go all the way around the wound because that will look really fake and just really drawn on basically. So just pick some random spots and just like deepen out the bruising and the wound. To add some redness and kind of like an inflamed look, I'm picking up this single shadow from Morphe. I believe it's called Redhead. Again, I'm just going to list everything down below. And I'm kind of like randomly, again, adding red spots, like spots on my wounds around it. Just kind of like make it look inflamed and just rotting and gross. To add some actual bruises, I'm picking up another single shade from Morphe. This is called Grape Day, and I'm kind of like putting it all over the redhead, like the previous eyeshadow, but I'm really just smearing it out, working it in so it doesn't look just blue. It kind of looks like purple and red and just like a bruise. To make the wound look really realistic, you need to add some kind of fake blood. I have two options for you, and this is the first one. You actually need a black lipstick, a red lipstick, and preferably a drop of some kind of gel, or which in this case I'm just using a drop of Duraline from Inglot. And when you mix them all together, you get like this really bloody paste, and that is perfect for a wound. Try to use as little of the black as you can, because as you can see I was struggling a little bit because my paint was just coming out too black and there was no redness in there, so I couldn't really work with it, so I had to go into the red lipstick and just add a chunk of that. Once you're happy with the color of the blood that you've achieved, go ahead and apply it wherever you want it to, inside the wound, outside of it, like just apply it wherever you would like it to be. The second option is obviously just buying fake blood. This tube only cost me 99 cents, and this time of the year you can find it in pretty much any store, even like toy stores and stuff, so it's really easy to find. And I really like the gloppy texture because it's kind of like, it looks really realistic once you put it all over the black eye gel and stuff like that, and it just looks really cool. Actually, I prefer the combination of the two, like using the lipsticks formula and also the fake blood formula, because these two just work so well together. They're two different formulas, but once you put them all over your wounds, you mix them together, it just looks really realistic, and I think it looks really cool. Once you're happy with the bruising and stuff, just feel free to take the fake blood if you buy it and just kind of blob it all over the place to make it just more yucky and just more gruesome, and you're good to go. This was it for today's tutorial, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you really liked it, and I hope I inspired you to do something cool with Halloween. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!